Sister wives. Kody Brown's guilt and pain over Garrison's passing must be wrenching. Should fans be kinder to him? Sister Wives star Kody Brown is opening up about just how painful it's been to lose his son, Garrison Brown, and in light of the terrible things some fans said to him when his adult child, whose mother is Janelle Brown, passed away, it might be time for everyone to consider Kody's feelings. Yes, he was estranged from Garrison when he passed away, but a lot of families have conflicts and work them out in time. It's quite possible that given more time, they would have resolved their issues. Lately, Kody has been softer and kinder. He redivided the Brown family's Coyote Pass land, granting Janelle and Mary Brown larger shares. Kody did something gentlemanly, acknowledging the fact that his ex-wives paid into the family in their own ways. Cristin Brown did too. Unfortunately, Kody's most headstrong ex did not receive a share of the land that she'd given back to the family. So she was left out of the new arrangement, which will put $375,000 apiece in Mary and Janelle's pockets. On Sister Wives' May 4 episode, Kody talked about Garrison's passing, saying that it was so sad. He also stated that he didn't get a chance to make things right between them before Garrison died. He wanted to bring his boy back to Wyoming, where he could be buried near his grandma Cheryl. Could anything be worse or sadder? This is as harsh as it gets, and Kody also needs to deal with shade from fans, which probably intensifies pain that's already hard to live with. On Instagram, one fan told him where he was going wrong, perhaps not realizing that Kody may be fragile right now. These fans were reacting to the latest episode, and one called Kody out for preferring the Diesel Gene model, Robin Brown, to parenting, writing. As usual, most of the comments were so hateful that it's not appropriate to post them here. The comment above is one of the milder ones, but it still has a sting to it. Every time Kody reads this stuff, he must feel awful. It might be better to shut off the comments, which are found on his older posts, but he hasn't done that yet. Since Kody seems to be changing, he may be grappling with terrible grief, which is acting on him and making it easier for him to feel other people's pain. Sometimes, people have to suffer before they really understand what others are going through. It's too bad that life is this way, but people who have been through a lot can be very kind to others. They know what it's like to be sad, and they don't want other people to feel that way. Kody is getting all the blame for something complex, and this isn't fair. Garrison had problems before he passed away, which might have led to his death. Quite possibly, it wasn't all about an estrangement with Kody, although that definitely made Garrison sad. To assume to one person's actions led to another person's death is assuming a lot, and it can inflict incredible psychological damage on the person being blamed. Janelle and Kody have lived through the very worst, and now both must learn how to survive without their son while carrying all of this pain. Kody has clashed with his kids, but so have a lot of parents. There were 18 children before Garrison died, and only one Kody. Yes, he preferred Robin to the other wives, which is why they left him. Fair enough. To call it bullying is really an understatement, and Kody has been dealing with this kind of shade for years. However, before, he hadn't lost a child. Now, it must be grueling to read these mean remarks, and to deal with the emotions that are triggered by reading them. The most negative comments may torment him, leading to sleepless nights, terrible guilt, and so much sadness. Fans will continue to share their opinions wherever they can, but to put them right on his Instagram, where he's likely to see them, may actually be dangerous. No one knows for sure how Kody is doing. They only know what they see on-screen or in off-screen interviews. Kody may be hiding some of his emotional turmoil. If he is, reading those comments could push him into depression. Garrison is gone and nothing can bring him back. No comment letting Kody know how he failed as a husband and a father will make things any different. Still, the barrage of what could simply be called hate continues. People may feel better after they vent, but how does Kody feel, and does it matter? It should. No one could see inside Garrison's mind before his passing, although there were some signs of trouble. Janelle reached out to Garrison, sensing that he might need her. She tried to save him. Still, no one knows everything he was thinking and feeling. Everyone has thoughts that they keep to themselves, sometimes for a long time. They ruminate over the stressors in their lives, and they don't share their innermost thoughts. This is why adding negativity to a person's life can be so harmful. The world of sister wives has always been complicated, full of emotional layers and shifting dynamics, but nothing has shaken the Brown family or its fan base, quite like the tragic loss of Garrison Brown. As the family mourns, one question hangs heavily in the air: How is Kody Brown coping with the death of his son? And should fans reevaluate their criticism of the polarizing patriarch in light of this profound tragedy? Kody Brown has long been at the center of fan frustration. His choices, from emotional neglect of certain wives to his deepening favoritism toward Robyn, have turned many viewers against him. But grief has a way of stripping everything down to its rawest essence. The pain of losing a child, especially one with whom the relationship had become fractured, is unimaginable. And while accountability matters, perhaps now is the time to examine the other side of the coin. The human being behind the camera, a father drowning in grief and guilt. Kody's relationship with Garrison had been strained for years. Their falling out was no secret. It played out painfully on television. What began as ideological differences over COVID protocols ballooned into silence, resentment, and distance. The once lively son who shared laughs with his siblings and joyfully welcomed stray cats into his home became emotionally cut off from the father who seemed more invested in control than connection. And yet, despite all the conflict, it's hard to believe Kody ever stopped loving Garrison, or that he isn't now haunted by every missed opportunity to reconcile. For a man like Kody, whose image and authority were once the cornerstone of his identity, the realization that he couldn't mend things before it was too late must be a crushing blow. Guilt, after all, doesn't just whisper in the dark, it roars. It questions every decision, every harsh word, every phone call that wasn't made. It forces you to replay scenes you'd rather forget and wish you could rewrite the script. The reality of Kody's grief likely isn't the outburst-driven sorrow we're used to seeing on Sister Wives. It's quieter, heavier. Maybe it comes in the silence of a night when he sees a photo of Garrison and can't breathe. Maybe it hits him when he walks past an aisle of tools or military gear and thinks about the dreams his son still had. Maybe it's in the guilt-laced prayers he mutters, asking for forgiveness that may never come. Of course, grief doesn't excuse past behavior, and fans are right to remember how Kody's actions contributed to emotional rifts in his family. But it's also worth asking, at what point does continued condemnation turn into cruelty? It's easy to yell at a character on TV, but Kody is no longer just the man who said something tone-deaf in a confessional. He is a grieving father. And in grief, we all become fragile, no matter how strong or stubborn we once were. Some fans have speculated that Kody's visible absence from certain family moments after Garrison's passing might indicate continued estrangement. But grief doesn't always follow a public-facing timeline. People mourn differently. Kody, perhaps ashamed and overwhelmed, may not know how to reach out, or if he's even welcome. He might fear that his presence could worsen the pain for others who blame him. That kind of isolation, especially self-imposed, can be a mental prison. Then there's the broader issue. What if Kody wants to change but doesn't know how? We've seen him dig in his heels over the years, refusing to acknowledge the hurt he's caused. But loss has a way of humbling even the most prideful hearts. Could Garrison's death be the catalyst that finally opens Kody up to genuine reflection? And maybe, someday, reconciliation with the rest of his children? For fans, this is a complicated terrain to navigate. Compassion doesn't mean forgetting what's happened. It means recognizing that people are capable of feeling deep pain and remorse, even when they've done wrong. It means allowing someone the space to grow from their grief rather than trapping them in their lowest moments. The truth is, there are no winners in this story. Not Janelle, who must live with the loss no mother should face. Not the siblings who will forever feel the void of their brother's absence. And not Kody, who may carry the heaviest burden of all. Not just grief, but the crushing weight of what might have been if he had reached out, listened more, loved louder. If Kody were to stand in front of a crowd of fans today and pour out his heart, what would he say? Would he apologize? Would he break down in tears, finally letting the mask fall? Or would he remain stoic, hiding his agony behind defensiveness because that's all he knows?